Welcome to Around the Kinky Campfire podcast. This is your host, the Cuddle Gigolo, aka El Comidon, aka Mango Boogies, but also known officially as H.H. Julius, your entertainment creative. I'm here with Miss Rue, our education guru, and our goal in this podcast is to destigmatize the taboo topics of kink, non-monogamy, and BDSM. We like to educate through awareness and with our experiences, and we are not certified professionals as of yet. So our non-judgmental topics, with a dash of facts, are to be taken mostly as entertainment and with some slice of life anecdotal stories. Your opinions, lifestyles, and or way of thinking may not be in alignment with ours, but your opinion, lifestyle, way of thinking is also okay as well. And the fact that you have an opinion is valid. We're not here to change your minds. We are here just to provide a different point of view. Please join us every second and fourth Thursdays of every month, and our episodes are uploaded to all major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Please look forward to this coming episode, as we will start shortly, and make sure to especially pay attention to our ASR Minute, which will start very soon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Kinky Campfire. This is your host, the Cuddle Gigolo, Colonel McBee, Taco Knuckle, Fresno Bob, or H.H. Julius, or just Jules, if you're feeling very, not fancy, comforted, however you want to put it. I'm here today with another Pillow Fort Sessions from Around the Kinky Campfire, the podcast. And we have another ranking episode for you to jump right in, because I ran out of time last time, so I have to continue this with a part 2. I was going to break down the specific kinks and porn searches from 2024. I left off with the countries, so I'm going to start with the countries in the interesting polls that Pornhub has so provided us, which I can no longer get to, which is, okay, Florida jumping on the bandwagon train, but fine. We will get as much information out to you as we can. The royal we, okay? This is very fancy podcast we got going here. As you see, it's a very high production value, and we do everything by the book and get everything out on the right time. Of course, that's exactly what we want to do here around the Kinky Campfire, especially the Pillow Fort Sessions. Super high quality. But thank you for downloading us and streaming us and hopefully rating us and joining the Campfire Kinksters on Instagram, Campfire with a K. And I'm going to, I guess, start off this year by not doing the ASMR 30 seconds, but if you want to know what I'm drinking, not sponsored, it is great value. The brand green tea. It is chilly out here these days and coming into the middle of January. I guess I'll say Happy New Year once again, everybody, even though we're like the third week of the New Year so far. Tasty. But if you are having a Happy New Year, happy start to the new year, congratulations, you made it this far. I should probably say that for the next month or two or so. 2-3 months? Yeah, sure. Congratulations, you made it so far in the new year. Hopefully, it is a growing new year. It feels like the last year, the last part of 2024, everything started finally going back to normal. Just so y'all know, in like 2 months, or a month and a half, quarantine officially started. 2020, March 2020. It's been 5 years, people. It's crazy. We're finally now getting back to normal, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes because, yeah, normal. It's like people wear masks now and nobody blinks an eye at them or says anything anymore. It's just You see the random person coming in with a mask. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Everybody's posting about how many times they've been vaxxed and boosted on dating profiles. It's like, that's a thing now, too. Okay, well, we quote-unquote normal. But anyways, we hopefully here at the campfire, Kinky Campfire, around the Kinky Campfire, give you something entertaining and also educational. So I'm going to continue with that. This is more of a entertainment value here. So I think it's just funny to do rankings. I know that's a big trendy thing that a lot of people do. If y'all don't know about social media, rankings are a thing that gets a lot of popular population. And I know you are here for my opinion. So I'm going to rank something that I find enjoyable to go through the list and look at. And of course, it's porn. Shocker. But we are going to do kinks here because that's what we are, a BDSM, non-monogamy education podcast. So yeah, that's included. Anyways, we'll start with the quote-unquote vanilla stuff and move our way into the kinky stuff, which is what we like and enjoy here. Okay, so we were talking about countries before. So I found another chart. It is top 20 countries by traffic. I don't think anybody here that speaks English is surprised by the number one country. So we will go down from there. So by a huge margin, obviously, the U.S. I don't think we're ever going to lose that number one spot that we craved so much. Yay, we got a gold medal in porn traffic. Which is funny also. There's another little note here on this graph is that the top 20 countries make up almost 80% of the daily traffic. Top 20. There's over 100 countries in the world, people, and the top 20 make 80%. That is an interesting statistic that they decided to put on this graph. And okay, once again, you can go to pornhub.com/something if you can get to it. Insights, which I can no longer get to. Yeah, I don't feel like I can do hoops. I know technology. I does technology. I just don't feel like jumping through hoops. It's not that big of a deal. Rankings are fun to do, and this is probably the last one. Just so y'all, give y'all a little heads up. We'll get back to the real stuff. Sure, I'm quoting in the air again. That we do the extensive journalism here. The next country by number 2 by a very far margin. 2 and 3 are very interesting because they're tied for second place, almost, pretty much, which is very interesting because they are in completely different parts of the world. One is definitely a first world country, and the other one's a third world country, but apparently they have the same access to Pornhub, which is funny to me. But France, y'all horny motherfuckers out there in France, je suis français. I don't know how to speak French. I can just really do a good accent. You silly Americans with your Pornhub. We in France, we are better than... Well, not really. France overtook the these other corresponding equal second place, the Philippines. So you go France to Philippines. Completely different, almost different sides of the world. Very funny to me that the Philippines and France are next to each other for second place. Horny mode. Okay. And then we have not too much of a slight less is Mexico. So all these other ones, except for, of course, the U.S., which is more than double than all the other countries. Everybody else is pretty much the same. Not too much difference there. So we have Mexico, the next country. But Mexico and Philippines. Y'all some hoary Latin people. Spain colonized your country as the other ones. If you don't know, Filipinos, a lot of ties to similarities to Mexico. Yummy, not sponsored. So yeah, a lot of the similarities there. Even the last names, a lot of similar last names. And then we're back to Europe with United Kingdom, right under Mexico. Interesting. Germany, of course. And then for some reason, Brazil. As we talked about before, the Brazilians like Brazil porn. Yeah. Okay. And then we have Italia. Then we have Japan. So we're just jumping back and forth from Europe to Asia, the other side of Asia. And then Canada just jumps in there. So Brazil and Canada making the top 20. For some reason, the Americas have to represent. Sure. And then we have under Canada is Spain, very close together. Poland. So yeah, a lot of Europe, Netherlands, and then Argentina. So South America just kind of jumps back in there for some reason. Then Ukraine. Ukraine is interesting because they were in a war. I don't know if you guys know. For most of 2024, they decided to come back into porn. And I just have a little nugget that I learned recently. So it's not super fact-based, but a lot of North Koreans are fighting for Ukraine. And as y'all know, North Korea is very isolated. They don't have access to the worldly resources like most of the countries out there. So they just haven't had internet before. So I'm wondering if a lot of that Ukrainian activity is from North Koreans finally getting internet and busting nuts like the rest of us have been doing for so many years, and they just like went crazy. Just that baby juice going all over that Ukrainian country. It's like we got bombs coming down and then we got nuts being busted. I don't know how dark that joke was, but yeah, it was definitely a joke. I don't know if anybody's laughing, but yeah, I heard that recently. That a lot of North Koreans are there in the Ukraine, fighting for the Ukrainians and getting that internet jizz on. Interesting. Colombia, after Ukraine, not far behind. Australia, another first world country on that list. And then Egypt, Chile, and Peru. Egypt, the only country in Africa that's on the top 20. I wonder what's going on in their political country stuff going on that they just had so much porn in there. They just got to get that porn. But, very interesting. What was North Africa? They were fascinated in something. I don't have that. Oh, it's not on this same list here. That's very funny. I said it last time, but I can't remember what North Africa was. It anal too? Or they like their ebony? Something. I can't remember. That, yeah, interesting that Egypt is the only African country in there. So mostly Europe, mostly the Americas, Canada, of course. All of North America is on here, shockingly. And a lot of South America, then Europe, and nothing in the middle. I guess did they ban Pornhub like half the United States now? Well, we have VPN. So I was about to say, I wonder if the 2025 list U.S. is going to be a lot equal to everybody else since we banned Pornhub in half the country. And Pornhub has their rankings list, and all the news sites, credible quote unquote news sites, are jumping on this list, but then it's banned. So how does that even work? It's not federally banned, it's just state banned. Okay, time spent per visit. We have the most traffic is the U.S., but interesting enough, there are other countries that spend more time per visit on Pornhub. U.S. is not number one, shockingly. Mexico. Yes, Mexico. I heard you guys guessing, and of course you are correct by saying Mexico has 11 minutes and 1 second. The average is 9 minutes, so they're 2 minutes, almost 2.5 minutes over the, 2 minutes. No, minute and a half. Almost a minute. Almost 2 minutes. Yeah, I can math. Almost 2 minutes over the average Mexico. Mexicans, y'all must be having all those tabs. Now listen, okay? If you're not familiar with porn, I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I have experience with watching porn. Yeah, you know, we like our multiple tabs as porn watchers. So you got to hit the multiple tabs. I assume they probably just decided to not close a tab, just leave a tab open or something like that. Because 11 minutes is a long time to bust them nuts, people. Number 2, Netherlands. With like 10 seconds. Yep, 10 seconds less than Mexico. So nut busting is getting quicker. Netherlands. So we have North America and we went to Europe. And then shockingly in the top 5, United States. Well, a little over 10 seconds less than Netherlands. It's almost like a race here. We're going down, getting faster and faster. Got to bust them nuts quicker, people. You want to get down to the bottom or top? I guess the most time is the winner. Yeah, we're going down. And then Canada. So I think that's funny that in the top 5, all North American countries have the most time spent for a visit, all above the average here. Top 5. That's hilarious to me. And the other 2 are European countries in the top 5. We have to go all the way to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 or 7 down is Australia. And then we start getting into some Asian countries. Very interesting. It's very interesting. And Australia, just 2 seconds over the average of 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So we have Canada, Italia, and France, all above 9 minutes and 40 seconds. And then Japan, being the only Asian country to be above the 9 minutes and 40 second average by 2 whole seconds, tied with Australia. Very interesting. That side of the world, they're busting them nuts a little bit longer than everybody else. And then right under Japan, we have Ukraine, under the average of 9 minutes and 25 seconds for Ukraine. Spain, Colombia, United Kingdom. So we have a lot of Europe again, right after the 2 countries in Asia, and in the 1 country in South America, and then UK, and then of course Egypt, still up there. For some reason, got to represent for Africa. The African continent, North Africa, but still 9 minutes and 8 seconds. And of course, Philippines has to be represented as a top 3 country for traffic. We had to be one of the because I am part Filipino, so I'll just say that right now. I think y'all have heard that before, but this is very interesting. 9 minutes and 1 second. Argentina, Chile, Germany, Brazil, Peru, and then Poland. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Very interesting. And I wonder, are there countries that are lower on here that have like 2 seconds or something like that? I wonder what the lowest time is by average. That'd be very funny to see that whole entire list there. But that's all we get is Poland. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Nothing less than that. Pretty darn hilarious in my book. Do women watch porn is a question this article asks. And there is, of course, a chart from Pornhub. There are female visitors. Oh, and the U.S. is not in the top 10 for this one. Very interesting. There are countries with more women per on the regular than males that watch porn. They are above 50%, so more than half. That is interesting. Compared to male visitors, the women are spending 17 seconds longer. Yeah, you got to get that plot in there. It's a terrible joke, but I said it. Women account for 30% of Pornhub viewers worldwide, up slightly from 36% from last year. Only 38% on average, compared to the whole world. But we have it broken down per country, and of course, we have the top countries from before. Wow. United States is not even in the top 10. That's pretty funny. Mostly males. But it drops off from 59% to like about 30%, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, like in the fifth, after the fifth slot. But number one, by an 8% margin, is the Philippines. A lot of women watching porn in the Philippines. I wonder why. I have my guesses, but I'm not going to play the stereotypes or easy jokes here or around the kinky campfire. At least not anymore. But yeah, 59% of women in the visitors are female on Pornhub for 2024. And 8% less than that is Argentina at 51%, so just slightly more. Philippines and Argentina. Got a lot of women in there interested in the old Pornhub, huh? Colombia is 49%, and number 3, Mexico 48%. Ukraine, okay, Ukraine 44%. So we're getting more into the average, I guess. Yeah, 38%. We're getting closer to the average. And it's Peru, Chile, Brazil. Still up Brazil at 37%. So yeah, Chile, Peru, Ukraine, Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, and the Philippines, all above the average, with most of those countries being in South America. Interesting. The women in South America. And then for some reason, after Brazil, which is 37%, right under the average, is Egypt again. Egypt. Just randomly Egypt showing up. The only African country, once again, makes no sense whatsoever. Very fascinating. Then we have Poland, Japan, Spain, France, Australia, and then we have Canada. So Mexico, way up there, 48%, and then all the way at 29%, we have Canada, and tied with Canada is good old US of A at 29%. 29% of the visitors. Interesting. Italia, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Germany, all at 20 in the 20s. Fascinating. Okay. Now we have, after that, the very fascinating chart we had there, we have top related categories by generation. So not really too worried about the percentages there. I just want to see popularity of porn categories by generation. So that's very interesting. And then hopefully now I'll remember my ranges. Okay, so Gen Z is 18 to 24. Gen Y is 25 to 34. So right in the middle of the 20s. Z and then Y. Okay, I'll have to remember that because I keep forgetting the age ranges. Gen X. So I'm Gen X. I'm not a boomer. 55 plus. Gen X. Not millennial. Huh? Who are the millennials? Are those after? Is Gen Z and then millennials, right? Hopefully. Maybe. Think so. Anyway, correct me. Go ahead and email me at kink around the kinky campfire. Kinky campfire. Around the kinky campfire.com at Yahoo. I believe that is the email. I know what I'm talking about. Around the kinky campfire. Email me and let me know if I am correct or not. Okay, where did I lost? Oh no. Okay, here we go. Gen Z. Their favorite by a far margin is vertical video. I don't know what that means. No, I know what that means. So, are you doing shorts? Is that what it is? You want to get your porn out quick? Vertical video? They doom scrolling so much that they need their porn in vertical format. That's very interesting. If we have any boomers listening to that, that means they like their phone in the vertical position, like you're watching a TikTok reel or something like that. By an overwhelming margin. That is very funny. That's how they like to watch their porn. That is just so stereotypical. It's so hilarious. And then, of course, hentai under that. Gaming, cosplay, virtual reality, cartoon, music. SFW. Those last two, music and SFW. Music porn? Are they listening to the porn? I like noises now. You're doing moaning noises to a beat. I'm down with that. So, not too surprising that a lot of it has to do with role playing. I guess you could say non-fictional. I know words. Fictional, based on fictional characters. A lot of imagination going on there in their vertical video format, but hentai gaming, all fictional characters. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Gen Y, their number one by overwhelming margin is FMM, so female, male, male. If you guys don't know what that is, that means that the male in the middle is the one, the hinge in the threesome. So it's female, male, male. Usually, in most cases, I say in most cases, the male in the middle is bisexual, and he's fucking the other two. So I'm down with that. That's some good porn. And then right under that, one of my favorites, tattooed women, yummy. Parody under the parody. Hilarious. Parody porn. So if you've ever seen Simpsons and they have like their fucking memes, that's parody porn. They're making fun of something that actually happened. I think Pirates of the Caribbean had it going. I think I watched way back in the day when porn was on DVDs. When porn was on. Back in my day, porn was on DVDs. But there was a very good, high quality Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off parody porn, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, I can understand the parody thing. Underneath that, popular with women, romantic, Japanese, brunette, and fetish. Okie dokie. That's interesting. Japanese, brunette, and fetish. Just, okay. Alrighty. And then Gen X. Very funny. So these are my peoples. Compilation is number one. Compilation porn, I actually know what that is. That's just a bunch of porn shots, a similar type activity all put in one video. So if you like a good cream pie, that's just a bunch of cream pies right together. Not a whole lot after that. That's very interesting that people like the cream pie. Not much farther, unlike the other generations, but role plays run underneath that. So, yep, we talked about that. And then feet. My fellow Gen Xers, y'all like y'all some feet. Okay. And then blonde, fisting, okay, and then ebony, threesome, and then transgender. Yeah, blonde and ebony, sure, whatever. And then fisting and threesome, so any kind of threesome, I assume, not specifically FMM, which is very interesting, I keep saying, with the Gen Y. And then after the Gen X, we have boomers, 55 plus. Strap-on is their number one, followed by gangbang and double penetration. So I'm guessing some people are using strap-on. If you haven't watched a strap-on gangbang, ladies and gentlemen, and theys and thems, that's some good stuff right there. Double penetration, hand job, and then BBW, vintage. Yeah, I wonder why. The 80-year-olds loving that. Hilarious. Fingering, and then bisexual male at the end. Wow. Just threw that in there. Okay. I wonder if there's some bisexual gangbanging going on. That'd be great. Pansexual gangbanging. Oh, all that. All those combinations would be amazeballs to watch. Okay. I'm running out of time again. Okay, so speaking of our fictosexuals, we have another list here from Pornhub. Most searched movies and characters. So fictitious characters that were searched for the most. There's some pretty interesting ones on here. So I've not watched any of these, but I know who the characters are in regular life. But the fact that they're on this list, and I kind of want to go look up all these different porns. Speaking of parody and role playing, yeah. Okay, so at the bottom of the list, there's like 20 of them on here. Just speed through these. Is Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. Talking about that green skin. And then we have John Wick. Okay, been very popular recently. I love to see the John Wick porn. Captain America. So we're going from the bottom to the top here. Next is Captain America and then Guardians of the Galaxy. So everybody likes Guardians of the Galaxy more than like just Gamora. So if you got to pick one, it's Gamora. And then we have Justice League. So before we get into any DC characters, we just have the Justice League as a whole. Is it Justice League gangbang? Just like Guardians of the Galaxy gangbang? What is Groot doing with those branches? I got to tell you what. Hopefully he's wrapping it up because you wouldn't like a splinter in your butthole. That would be horrendous. Then we have Magic Mike. Still something going. I think I heard about another Magic Mike sequel coming out, maybe. So maybe that's the build-up for the Magic Mike sequel. A teaser was out there that I didn't know about. So more popular than the Justice League is Joker. So Bat villain is more popular than the Justice League, according to people that like looking for porn on Pornhub. Then we just have Star Trek. So which captain? That's my issue. Which captain are we talking about? I have an issue with that. We picking out a specific captain or just all of Star Trek? We're waving a big hand over all of Star Trek. That's why I want to know. And then we have Batgirl, unofficial member of the Justice League, many of the iterations, part of the Bat family. Very interesting. And of course, just like with Captain America, we have Captain Marvel. No mention of the Avengers on here yet, but we have Captain Marvel and the Hulk, both members of the Avengers at some point in time. And then after or before, more popular, of course, Superman, just popular for all interesting things. And then above all that, we have Power Rangers, just out of nowhere, just all of Power Rangers. I wonder why Power Rangers is even on here. That is very interesting. All of these make me want to go look up every single one of these and see what kind of quality we have here. As the official geek on this podcast, I have to say that I am very interested in exactly what is going on here. I got my official geek nerd voice here to put this out there that I hope they are officially wearing the official costumes and they are accurate when they portray these characters in their movies. Interesting. Even more interesting is above Power Rangers, more popular is Shrek. Shrek. Not Donkey, just Shrek. Okay. And then 365 Days. If you guys don't know what that is, that is a zombie movie. So we getting their zombie porn on. Not brains, but orgasms. Okay? We are not eating brains. We want orgasms. Orgasm. I eat you out. Not to kill you, but to pleasure you. Brains. And then, why not? Of course, above zombies, we have Elastigirl. So we're back to the superheroes, specifically the Incredibles. Elastigirl, not, I forgot the husband's name, is blanking on me right now. But yeah, Elastigirl is in there for some reason, above zombie porn and Power Rangers. And then above that, of course, Princess Leia, still very popular. Why not Princess Leia with her buns and her slave outfit? I'd be shocked to see if it's her official like counselor uniform when she's in the Senate. Why wouldn't it be that? Right under that Senate table, just getting eaten out. That'd be it, right? Not the slave uniform, of course. Anyways, above that is Wolverine. I mean, where's Deadpool? Oh, I spoke too soon. Deadpool's above Wolverine, but before we get to Deadpool, we have Catwoman, of course. I'm pretty sure it's her, just regular business suit when she was working during the day. Not her very scantily clad, tight black costume that a lot of people like to wear. Nicely, I should say. But before we get to Catwoman, we have Spider-Man and Batman, more popular than Catwoman. What in the world? And of course, like I said before, Deadpool shows up there right under Black Widow. So Black Widow and Catwoman both wearing all black suits, but for some reason, Black Widow, I guess because she's an assassin. I don't know. It's better than a cat burglar. For some reason, a lot of people do that. Oh, and of course, The Incredibles. Yes. Above all that and Elastigirl is The Incredibles. What are we doing here? I hope it's the mom and dad because they're the only ones above 18. Or Frozone and his wife and more characters. I don't even know what to say about that one. Just The Incredibles. Oh, right. Maybe it's the husband and wife, how they got together. Let's say that. Yeah, so no underage people are involved. That's what we're going to go with. That's a scary, oh boy. I don't even want to put that in the search bar. I'll probably skip those. And then we have Wonder Woman, of course. I wonder if the Gal Gadot version or the comic book version But yeah, that's pretty good. Of course, we know Wonder Woman started out. Very interesting origin story, how the character came to be. And then above Wonder Woman, why not just Harry Potter? Harry Potter. I don't know why, but Harry Potter porn's there. Once again, we're going to assume that this is how they got together when they were legal age and got married. That's what we're going to assume here. College version of Harry Potter. I don't know if Hogwarts goes that high or they got to go to an actual wizard college, but that's what we're going to assume here at the Kinky Campfire podcast. And then Avatar, of course, they have sex with their tails. Makes perfect sense to me. Why not watch it? And then Game of Thrones, well, I mean, if you watch the regular show, is that not a porn in itself? And then, of course, Star Wars. Just all Star Wars after Princess Leia was on the list. So, yeah, that happened. And then Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie making the character very popular. I'm pretty sure that's the version most people are talking about. Although if you've seen her cartoon iterations, there's some stuff she gets into. Even though it's a cartoon, yeah, she does some stuff with Nightwing. They're above legal age, even though they're cartoons. I would approve. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Harley Quinn's still very popular, even though there hasn't been a live-action Harley Quinn movie in a while, unless they're talking about the Joker 2 version with, I'm blanking on it, Lady Gaga. There we go, I got it. Names, people, they escape me. So maybe it's the Lady Gaga version. I'd like to see which version people are looking for now, Lady Gaga or Margot Robbie. Who is what? I'd like to see that list. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? And then I've already run out of time again, which is very interesting. Okay, so I will just go over the top search terms. I was trying to build up to this before my time ran out, but it didn't happen. Top search terms. I'm going to go through the bottom all the way to the top. So the bottom we have teacher, really quick, BBW, squirt, real amateur. Real amateur. I guess they were on Real Couples, JOI, if you guys don't know what that is. Jerk off instruction. So you usually have a dominant. On average, it's a woman giving a male person telling them how to jerk off. And then POV is another one. Point of view. It's like my dick is there. And then 3D, which is, I don't know if that's been on the list before. Yeah, no, it hasn't been on the list before. So 3D, virtual reality, porn. And then wife porn, just wife porn. I guess, still, again, is that somebody else's wife? Of course, BBC. Gangbang, trans, blowjob, ebony, cosplay, massage. Oh boy, if you guys haven't watched massage porn, that is just a fantasy. You just add a massage massage therapist, masseuse, and that typical whole role play scene, which is great and great in both positions for all the sexes. Great, good stuff. New Room Massage is not on here, but yeah, if you haven't watched, if you don't know what New Room Massage is, y'all need to go and watch some of that. That is great. Oh boy, massage and then big tits, of course. Animation, just animation in general. Plus 15, that's the largest jump out of all of them. Plus 15 animation. Boy, people liking their animation and hentai stuff going on here. Threesome, cream pie, yep, and then stepmom, of course. Oh, good, stepmom, just okay. Asian, Latina, and Japanese. So not just any Asian, specifically Japanese is above that. And of course, anime, yep, which is, I don't get the difference between anime and hentai. Please explain that to me. Big ass, yes. Anal, lesbian porn still at the top for some reason. And then Panay, my peoples, again, Philippines. Must be the Filipinos watching the Filipino porn. Sure. What? And then MILF, number 2. Panay was number 3, which is interesting. Above lesbian and anal. Specifically Panay. What? MILF. And then number 1, hentai. Above anime, which is like, what? I don't get it. What are we doing here? What's the difference between anime and hentai? Somebody tell me, please. Email me. Let me know. So that's the most searched terms. I found that very interesting, considering the number 1 is hentai above. Like, what? What's the difference between hentai and anime? Well, do we have that? And then I couldn't find a ranking for the top kinks. I just found the top 5. Going from the top, not too much to say here. I know there's a little bit of a letdown for us that are here in the kinky world, but I couldn't find the other ones. But the top 5 kink preferences across the country is number 5, working out together while naked. Sure. I mean, couple goals, poly goals, relationship goals, working out together naked. Sure. Is number 5. And then number 4, waking up each other with oral sex. Yes, please. I mean, that's not something I require. I wouldn't say it's one of my kinks, but I'm totally fine with it if it happens. Hopefully you ain't got to do that early morning pee as old folks got to do now more often. That is an age thing as somebody is getting older. I've noticed that very often, that waking up to pee is a thing. And then number 3, very interesting, is having sex while playing video games. How can you concentrate? I would have trouble. And then number 2, doing it on a balcony. Now see, there's my things with these kink preferences. They ain't really kinks. It's just horny people activities. I was looking for like flogging or something. Sure. Favorite sex positions on here. Yeah, these are all like sex stuff. So sure. Couldn't find the actual BDSM kinks. Maybe I'll look for that next at some point as we finish up this ranking list. And then number 1, continuing after orgasm. For males or female, AMABs or AFABs? Because you AFAB, I feel like that's a thing that happens on a regular basis. I would hope. Anyways, I can't make that overgeneralization, but I would hope continue after orgasm. If you are a penis haver like myself and somebody's doing that, continuing on you afterwards, it is a cruel scene. I hope it is very consensual. Not saying I wouldn't do it or be excited by it, happily, enthusiastically consent to that, but it's so mean. I say that very sarcastically. Please talk to me in negotiations and we can talk about that. That wraps up our rankings for 2024. I mean, not saying there might not be some more. If I have other guests on here, I might put them through the gauntlet here just to see what their reactions are. But for the most part, as giving y'all a heads up, now we will go back to regular quote unquote episodes after this. And it will be for 2025 more so opinions than me just rattling off information to y'all. I mean, I was being informative before and giving my opinions and feelings about certain topics in the Pillow Fort sessions up until now, but I think I'll be more opinionated. I'm starting to realize I have different opinions, factual or whatever, than the lot of the research that I'm seeing. So I'm talking more in general rather than reading off the information, but I have the completionist anal, not really the good kind. I don't know, whatever. I have to complete everything that I do. So if it's a list or ranking or notes or something, I have to do all of that. But I'm going to try to stick to more opinions rather than sticking to my notes. So we'll just have a regular topic. Maybe I'll just go off my outline. I'm not going to write specific stuff down. I'll just go off an outline and talk from there. But look forward to that. On most Thursdays, we're doing so well. We're doing well so far this year in 2025. This is Around the Kinky Campfire, the Pillow Fort Sessions with your host, Taco Knuckle, Colonel McBee, Fresno Bob, or H.H. Julius, or just Jules, if you are feeling unfancy like myself. That is all for now. Hello.